You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Hey, happy Monday. All right, so we got a new member, Michael Perkins. So, but that looks like it may have come over last night, Jay, I guess?
Yeah, these kind of hang around for a little while.
Gotcha, because it's at 7:09 p.m. and we're Eastern time, so there ain't no way it happened today. So, if he's watching, hey, welcome, Michael. I hope you enjoy the channel. Robbie, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing well. How about yourself, Rex? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, I guess. I can't complain too much for it's at least nice, weather. We've been having a stretch of lately. Hey, John Spilios, Marcus, Kenneth Bird, what's going on, guys? What is happening? All right, so John is legitimately out with a personal event. Whatever, dude. When you're retired like that, boy, I mean, whatever. CJ, what's up, buddy? So he is, hopefully he'll be back on Wednesday. I'm not sure. But Collecting Dude, what's going on? All right. So what are you doing tonight? What's your movie night? What's the movie of the night tonight?
Well, we're doing Crew's Choice. And so tonight is Jelani's pick. And he's picked the John Cusack classic, High Fidelity from 2000, based on the Nick Hornsby book, which I loved when it first came out. Me and my buddy Jelani worked at a movie theater when it came out. Loved that movie. We are all gathering tonight to revisit it like 23 years later, and it holds up, and it's still one of my favorites.
I don't remember that movie for some reason.
That's the one with John Cusack plays a record store owner, and he's going through a breakup, and he revisits all of his previous breakups. So it's kind of like about relationships, but it's also about music, and he makes these top 5 lists, and he runs his record store. It's got Jack Black in it. It was the movie that really kind of set Jack Black up to be a star, basically. But it's a really solid movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie, to be quite honest. What's that? Say again?
It takes place in Chicago, and they utilize the city very, very well in it, like locations and stuff.
So we got Ed Weird in the house. Hey, what's going on, Ed Weird? So yeah, they've been doing great jobs on the thumbnails and stuff, changing things up a little bit. So kudos to the crew pushing the buttons behind the scenes. We appreciate that. Jay says the wrong movie. Just want to say it. Wait, or that's Kyle. I'm not sure who that is.
Because he said Rex Manning Day, and that's Empire Records, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I missed that.
Empire Records is a good one too, Jay. Maybe one day we'll get to do that. So,
CJ, good point. All John Hughes movies seem to be based in Chicago.
Yeah, or in the fictional town of Shermer, Illinois, right?
Shermer, Illinois. Oh man. All right. So Jay needed a hand here. So we're gonna start with the key vintage that we have. All right. I know I've been saying this for weeks, but literally this is the last batch. The consignor's been pretty happy, so we're gonna get a new batch in. But before we send this batch back what's left, I want to give everybody one last shot. I don't know if Lars Man is in the house. So he had requested a look-see of whatever's left before we send it back. So I intend to do that for my buddy Lars Man. But he has not been on the show for a while. He must be busy traveling and working and stuff. Marcus, I know, dude. I feel like I've been saying this every show. This is it. It's going back. It's going back.
It's gotten as bad as the Kiss farewell tour, which just keeps happening. I think they're on
doing it too. Yeah. Oh, that's bad, dude. They're doing their final tour. Okay. These final tours, unless somebody drops dead on stage, I don't know if it's the final tour. Hey, Lars, man, what's up? Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't realize you were recovering from surgery. I was just thinking you were like on the road working and stuff. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Hopefully you're okay. That's probably going to cut into his bourbon drinking, I'm thinking. The Eagles farewell tour, dude. Years ago I saw Kansas in Atlantic City. It's just a bad idea. It's just a bad. I remember when they came on, I'm like, who are those guys? I don't know who they are. It was bad, and it was loud to the point.
You've seen videos of Motley Crue playing nowadays, right? Like bro.
I try to avoid those videos because it's.
You need to watch some because they ain't the same.
Dude, it just makes me sad. The only one that could probably get away with it is ZZ Top, okay? Because they looked old back in the day with the long beards and stuff, so you can hide the age behind all that long beard and stuff. But some of these guys, like I really don't. I really kind of don't. I don't want to see him. Like Aerosmith, Steven Tyler. I mean, he hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked alive in years. I mean, it's like a walking corpse.
It looks like it's taxidermy in action.
What's that?
Taxidermy in action.
Oh my God, dude! It really is kind of sad. It makes you kind of feel like maybe Elvis did have the best path. Yeah,
man, that's rough. That's rough stuff.
Man. You always remember Elvis, a little bit of sequin jumpsuits, Vegas residency days. But for the vast majority, you remember him as a younger man.
Yeah.
But to watch your heroes, the bands you listened to growing up, watching them get old, no, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't.
I mean, I don't know. Like a couple years ago or a few years ago, I went and saw Kiss on one of their farewell tours, and it was the first and only time I've seen Kiss. And yeah, they're old, but it was still an experience. Of course, Kiss is a big thing. I've seen aging bands play very small venues too, and sometimes I get what you're saying. Sometimes it can be sad, but sometimes it can be rewarding, and some of these people still got it.
I don't know. Tell me anything about Phil Collins that wasn't sad. I mean, come on, dude. I saw little clips of that. I'm like, oh God, I'm so glad I didn't watch that. It was sad to see him like that. It really was. Okay, and he was hotter beyond hot when I was growing up. Every other song seemed like it was a Phil Collins song.
Well, and you're on your way. You're on your way. So one day maybe Phil Collins will be like, I used to love comic collectibles on the EXP till Rex he should just stop doing it because it's obviously he doesn't have the magic and the mojo anymore. So
you may get your wish sooner than you think. But my lucky part was I started when I already looked like crap. So how much crappier can I get? You know what I'm saying? See? So it's kind of balanced, in my opinion. But Phil Collins, I remember him as a young man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dancing around, singing, and it's just kind of sad to see him like that. I could have done without it. Dwayne's a pain. Thanks, buddy. I feel a little bit better. Kind of a rough weekend, but definitely feeling better. Something took hold. I don't know what's going on. And I got that nasal drip thing going on, so that wasn't much fun over the weekend. But Lars, man, you got it. Cool. I hope we're talking about the same gift too. Unless John Spillers gave him something else totally not involving me, then I'll be embarrassed. But all right. So Jay, we're gonna go ahead and start with the vintage. I know you need a few minutes with the others, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, here we go. All right, we got X-Men Second Series number 1. 9.2 as usual. These are all 9.2 or higher. All right, and we have the one available for $28. And this one, I believe, I want to say is cover B. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't remember their designations, but this is the one in my system at work. We just called the Gambit cover. Like we just named them with characters. There's Magneto, Cyclops, Storm, Gambit, right? But I cannot tell you how, many people that are watching or are into this industry have the same story. This was a big deal when it came out. Like they were everywhere. In fact, at my shop locally at the time, Jennings Comics and Collectibles, no longer around, but they had like an entire wall of X-Men number 1s, and they had them for like 10 years, bro. Like just 10 years. It was just the X-Men number 1 section. This was such a big deal. I remember my favorite cover was the Wolverine Cyclops. I think Iceman's on that one. That was my favorite cover. I remember finally getting them all, getting the gatefold. Such a big deal. Such a monumental time for comics. This is the highest selling comic of all time right there, man.
So from 1991, right?
Yeah, 1991.
All right, so not
30th anniversary, right? Something like that.
Right. And I'm going to threaten again. It's going back. It's going back soon. And soon is relative. But no, seriously, Consign has been real happy. A lot of interest in these vintage or, well, I don't know, 1991 key back issues in great condition. So he's going to send us out another batch. So that should be really great. So, but before that batch can come out, he probably expects us to send back the ones that did not sell. So at some point, these things are going to get packed up and head back. All right. So next up, we got Hulk number 300 from 1984. This one also 9.2 or higher. Oh, thank you, Lars, man, for saying so, buddy. Better to understate than overstate. So this is from 1984, 9.2 or higher. Obviously, Spidey in the black suit. And we have the one available for $40.
This was a big turning point issue for Hulk. Obviously, it was a milestone issue, right? But I am familiar with this issue because this is where Jim Rugg's Hulk Grand Design issue 1 ends, right? So it's a big gear shift in Hulk where he actually kind of like saves the day, even though then everybody like goes against him or something like that. So one of the coolest things that you can do, maybe you will never own every Marvel comic ever produced, but a cool, fun thing to do is be like, I can get every issue 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, things like that. Those milestone issues, those are easier to collect. You could even put together a Batman run that way, right? So.
All right. So Lars, man, okay, very high on payments. All right, buddy. That's okay, man. No worries. We knew what you meant. Do not drink the bourbon tonight, though, but it's not a good idea to mix with the pain meds, I'm saying. All right. All right. So then we have up next Thor number 412 from 1989. 9.2 or higher, first full New Warriors and Night Thrasher. And we have the one available for $45.
I absolutely love this book. Tom DeFalco, Ron Friends. I actually just met them and did a panel with them and talked to them about this issue because the New Warriors were such a big deal to me. When this book comes out, I'm like 8, 9 years old. I was ready for the New Warriors. Night Thrasher to me is still one of the coolest characters out there, and I cherish my original copy of this issue of Thor.
CJ, it's an old wives' tale. I don't know about that, buddy, but anyway, CJ, you are correct. That was a name drop.
It was 2 name drops.
It was 2 name drops.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, that is correct, Rob.
3 if you count Night Thrasher. So
Robbie feels like he has to step in. He's got John's back. John's not here, so he'll do the name dropping tonight.
Yes, I will.
So, which means you'll probably be a little bit more sober than when John does it, okay? Because John will drop them like rapid fire at points. All right. So, something for Lars, man. We have Ultimate Spider-Man number 2A. This one is definitely covered 2A. It is a 9.2 or higher from 2000. And we have the one available for $35.
This book was so freaking awesome when it first came out, Rex. Like I remember being so pumped because I was a Bendis fan because I was reading things like Goldfish and Jinx and then even Powers, and then Ultimate Spider-Man's coming. I'm telling everybody it's a big deal. They're like reinventing Spider-Man for the modern age, and Bendis and Bagley are doing it. And it's still from like start to finish maintains one of my favorite like superhero runs. Period is Ultimate Spider-Man by Bendis and Bagley. This is good stuff.
I got you, Lars, man. No worries.
Good pickup, Lars, man.
Easy go lucky. What's going on, buddy? No worries. No worries. We don't talk about anything really important here, and certainly not time sensitive, right? So what'd you do this weekend? I know you had some personal family business you had to take care of, but other than that, do anything interesting?
Well, I got to watch the Lakers and the Heat get to their conference championships. So yes, that's pretty cool. Now, you remember when this whole season started and we were like, I was like, well, I've already written this Lakers season off. I cannot believe how good they are playing, man. All those trades they made, like they're playing really good. They just beat the defending champs and they did it
quick to say that all the Sixers fans out here are, stunned.
Yeah,
absolutely stunned. So it should be an interesting offseason for us.
I want to throw this conspiracy theory out there for you. Okay, so every team that's in the conference championships right now were the ones that were in the conference championships during the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
You know how a lot of people are saying the bubble didn't count, this and that. So I think that the NBA is rigging this season, or I don't think this, but here's a conspiracy theory, right? What if they're rigging the season to recreate the bubble playoffs so that they can be like, see, we told you.
I think that the likelihood of that is about as high as the NBA conspiracy theory about Ben Simmons.
Okay.
He's not really a slacker. It's just that the NBA has been secretly working against him type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
What about old dude from Memphis who got suspended or whatever because he keeps flashing guns on Instagram, man?
Oh, John Morant.
Yeah, what is dude? Come on.
I look at that as there are two different sides of that. Okay. I look at it as, boy, that's a dumb kid. All right. And he's surrounded by bad influences and he's going to work himself into his way right out of this league. And he's going to be playing in China or somewhere else if he's not careful. But by the same token, you've got politicians who have Christmas pictures with the entire family holding AR-15s and guns of all sorts.
It's true.
And yet nobody holds them accountable, yet we're going to hold John Morant accountable. Now, granted, I get it.
Well, it just shows you how messed up we are as a society when we hold our NBA players to a higher standard than the leaders of our country.
Yeah.
Right?
So from that perspective, I kind of feel it for him. But by the other token, it's like, dude, you've already been suspended once for this. All right. Why are you doing it again? Dude, you have tens of millions of dollars on the table. I heard he lost like 36 mil by not getting voted to the NBA the NBA teams.
Oh, well, okay,
yeah, all league teams. Like there's something written in his contract, so that's pretty stupid. It's just like, dude, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Right? Yeah. Who you're running with, they're not helping you, bro. They're not helping you.
We all wind up in these gigs and these jobs or whatever, and certain companies have different values than others, right? But when we sign up for it, we got to follow by those rules, and if you don't, then it's what happens. We can debate. We can debate the ethics of it, but yeah.
And it happened. Whatever. Okay, you served your suspension. It's over. Okay, you said all the right things. That was just plain stupid. At a certain point, it's like, dude, how about stay at home, play some video games, order some pizza, okay? Invite the homies over, whatever, okay? But why are you putting crap on Instagram Live, dude? And why are your buddies you're hanging with doing that?
Yeah.
Why aren't they telling you, yo, dude, let's just chill tonight. Let's not do that. Okay? To me, it's just stupid. But what are you gonna do? It's not something within not a problem I face on a daily basis. That's for sure.
Me neither.
Right. All right. So very happy for you and your Lakers. I have to admit, it was a bit of a surprise the way that season opened up. I got to admit.
Oh, for sure. But they made a lot of changes, and they're really cooking right now. But so are the Heat and Celtics. That was a crazy game. I'm sorry for you, bro, because it was so close, and then it was like,
yep.
So I'm so sorry.
Embiid and the beard did not show up.
Yep.
And we need them to show up, so it is what it is. But all right, next up we got Fantastic Four number 358 from 1991. Power Scroll, and it is a Doctor Doom story, of course, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $15.
It's a very important comic book in my life. Die cut Fantastic Four cover, from 91. Yeah, 91. Loved this book. It recapped the origin of the Fantastic Four. It had little bio sheets. It had a lot of cool Kirbyisms. This is the story where you find out that Alicia, Ben's ex-girlfriend who has married Johnny Storm, is actually in fact a Skrull, and lots of cool, fun stuff. Tom DeFalco, Paul Ryan, one of the most important and life-changing comic book runs in my life, just because I'm 10 years old and I never looked back. Never looked back, man. And I've been an avid Fantastic Four fan. even before these days, but this run really, like, I was there every month. I ate it up.
You got it, Lars, man. I got you, buddy. All right. And Collecting Dude says first die cut Marvel cover. Cool.
Oh, that is true. It is the first one. There's another Fantastic Four die cut that's cool. It's from the Nobody Gets Out Alive. It's from a little bit later on. I don't remember the issue number, but it's really cool. It's got like a floating apparition of Sue Storm, and she's on fire, and you can pull it out. And it's really dope. It's really cool. I love die cut covers.
Apparently.
I love all those 90s gimmicks, man. I was 10 years old in 91, dude. Like, so when they started doing holofoil, and I just was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
All right. So next up, we have Infinity Gauntlet number 1 from 1991. 9.2 or higher, featuring Thanos, Warlock, Doctor Strange, and Silver Surfer. And we have the one available for $55.
Infinity Gauntlet is one of the best comics that Marvel has done. One of the best event comics. You know, it's obviously inspired the entire MCU. Right. But Starlin and Perez really nailed this first issue in particular. The first 3 issues of this are so solid, and they still hold up.
Hi, Leah Comics, bro.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I know it's weird without the hat.
Hey, man, CBCA Awards, Comic Book Community Awards, nominations are now open. Everybody go to cbcawards.org. Nominate your favorite channels in all the categories. One of those channels is Best Hair. So, Rex, it's all part of a plan, okay? I'm trying to see if I can get Best Hair over somebody like Very Gary. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
I'm gonna vote for Bueller. Just to get under your skin.
No,
hey, Ron, what's up, buddy?
Y'all got the same haircut. That's what it is. Y'all got the same hairstyle. None.
Oh, ouch. Bueller, are you watching? Did you hear that? That came from your buddy Robbie. I'm just saying.
He's the one spilling beans, man.
What's that?
I said he's the one spilling beans.
Well, I'm very convincing, you know. You know, I twisted his arm, so to speak. All right. So next up, we got Batman New Adventures number 410. Jason Todd and the Origin of Two-Face, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $22.
Sometimes it's crazy to remember that the writer of Road to Perdition did Batman. Max Allan Collins. That's who this is, right? It's right. That guy, right? So, like, and Road to Perdition is one of those really good comic book movies that a lot of people don't know is a comic book movie, right? Like, have you ever seen that one with Tom Hanks and Daniel Craig?
I feel like I have. It took place what, in the 30s?
Yeah, it's like a gangster movie, right? And the dude has to take the kid. Yeah, the gangster has to take the kid, so it's a little lone wolf almost in a way. Yeah. It's a really cool movie. I loved it. It was Sam Mendes' follow-up to American Beauty, if I remember correctly. And Tom Hanks, I can't remember the kid, but Daniel Craig's in there in an early role for him. And the book was great too. It was I think it was a Vertigo book, if I remember correctly. Could be wrong.
So Ed Weird says if John was there, he'd toss both of his hairs into that hair contest.
He's got more than 2 hairs if you count his nose and ear hairs.
We should wait until the man has a chance to defend himself.
I'm just joking, man. I've never seen him up close. I don't know if he has nose hairs or not.
Get to a certain age, it's assumed. All right. So next up, we got Wolverine number 50 from 1992. Origin Retold, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $18. And Large Man says he's going to be out a little bit. I imagine you're not feeling too good, my friend. I understand that. So let's see. Let me look at whatever. Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm going to look for Jay. I'm going to skip ahead, looking for anything that Large Man may be potentially interested in. All right. So then we have Spectacular Spider-Man number 147 from 1989. First Demogoblin appearance, 9.2 or higher. And we have the one available for $18. Oh yeah, good point, Jay. The mutton chops. John does have the mutton chops.
You are right. Those are mighty, mighty fine, actually. You know, I remember being a kid reading Spectacular Spider-Man. It was the Sal Buscema stuff, right? And I remember not liking it. And the older I got, the more I appreciate Sal's work. You know, everybody loves John, but Sal there's something about it that at the time I thought was just, it was off-putting to me. The same way I kind of felt like John Romita Jr. when I was a kid from that era. But then as I grow up and my tastes evolve and my appreciation for technical skill evolves, like what Sal Buscema brings, he's one of the best storytellers out there. And he was quick and always on time and such a delicate like line. It's like, it was like he dashed this stuff out in like 5 minutes a page or something is what it feels like sometimes.
All right, so Lars Man. Okay, so you know what? The next 4 are going to be Spider-Man and X-Men, and they are graded. All right, so we got, I can't believe we still have this left. Spider-Man number 5, CGC graded 9.8 with the old tab signed. It's signed by Todd McFarlane, and it does come with certificate of authenticity. But it is not the signature is this long before days of CGC actually authenticating signature. So this one comes with an independent cert for the SIG. It is however CGC graded. It is a 9.8 white pages, and we have the one available for $70. All right, then next up we have Amazing Spider-Man number 192. It is a CGC 9.4 white pages, and we have the one available for $83. The old label gold, you got that right. All right, so then we have X-Men number 148. CGC 9.6 white pages, and we have, all right, you got it, Lars Man, I got you, buddy. All right, and we have this one available for $60, 9.6 white pages. All right, and then we have finally X-Men number 137. Claiming X-Men number 148, buddy. Lars Man, just checking. Has to be. All right, so I'm going to put you down for 148, buddy. All right, and this is the 137, 9.4.
Said yes.
Yeah, you got it, buddy. I got you down for 148. This one is 137, CGC graded 9.4 white pages, and we have the one available for 115.
And I still just want to know who won the contest.
It was not me.
It was Nick, I bet.
Oh man. All right. All right, that takes us to our first break. So we're going to go ahead and take our first break. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Stay with us, and we'll get to some of the other categories. All right, stay with us.
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now. Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite new show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, comic culture and sales.
All right, cool. All right, you got it, Jay. Lars Man is checking out probably. Feel better, buddy. I know you're on a lot of pain meds right now because of the surgery. So hopefully you feel better and get some rest, man. Let's see here. 137. Gotcha. Okay, let me just make a note. All right, you got it, Lars, man. All right. No problem, Jay. We'll wait a couple of minutes. Let me know when you are ready.
I'm ready. It's just for when you go to break. That's why it took me so long to get to the breaks.
All right, gotcha. No worries. All right. So other than that, you obviously saw Guardians of the Galaxy. You liked it. Amy liked it. John was, I remember, more or less positive about it. Claim pain meds. Yeah, Edward, you got to talk to Lars Man about that, buddy. We won't do that here. So I saw another trailer, one I hadn't seen before over the weekend. I think it was for The Flash. Had a little bit more Ezra Miller in it. Mm-hmm. But of course, ends with the Michael Keaton, let's get nuts, which is, they recognize that was a classic saying, and now they're trying to pound it to death in the trailers.
Yes.
So I am optimistic, though. I think it probably is going to be quite good.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, regardless of all the stuff with Ezra Miller, regardless of all the stuff with the DCEU and its lack of success and its start kind of thing, I have always heard good things about this movie. Andy Muschietti did the It movies. The first one is really good. The second one's okay, and it's not his fault. It's just the second part of that story is not as exciting as the first one to me personally, but I know a lot of people that love both of them. Apparently there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of heart in this movie, and just the power of Michael Keaton alone. That's a big deal. And I think Michael Keaton's got a taste of it because you've heard all the news that we know they're doing Beetlejuice 2. They just cast a bunch of that
too, right?
Yeah, Jenna Ortega's coming in. Monica Bellusci's going to be in there. So, I mean,
we'll see how it goes. I just, I feel like Beetlejuice was such a great movie. It told the whole story in one movie. Does it really need a part two?
I do not think so. I'm like right there with you. Like, Beetlejuice is one of those movies, like some movies just exist and that's fine. Like there's no we don't need to have like Stripes 40 years later. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the great outdoors again. Obviously, we've lost John Candy in both of those instances, but you get what I'm saying. Like some movies, it's okay for a movie to be an original idea, be good and solid, and just be a good movie in the catalog of film, you know?
Yeah, I just kind of feel like, I don't know. It's like leave well enough alone. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Edward Scissorhands, right? You know, that's a standalone kind of movie.
Yeah. And it's like, I understand, but on the same thing, if they got a good idea about an aged Beetlejuice who's married now, because I guess that's one of the vibes in this movie or something, but like, it could be good, but it seems weird it just seems weird. It just seems like,
how can you have an aged Beetlejuice?
Well, I mean, Michael Keaton doesn't look like what he looked like back then, and even in the makeup, we're going to be able to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know, with CGI and makeup, man.
Bro, if we got a CGI'd Beetlejuice in this movie, I'm out. I'm not even going to go watch it, man. I can't handle it.
You were so affected by Moon Knight's cape.
Oh, I can't stand it. Like, why not just put a real cape on this dude? Come on.
What's up, Lyle? How you doing, buddy? All right, so let's go to some autograph books. Oh, as always, Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher, and we have it as always $5 for the entire set, 50 cents a copy. You can't go wrong. -4. It's balmy today, Lyle. Oh man! All right, so
it was almost 90 degrees here today.
We didn't get that high. We've had a couple of days cracking 80. Today was mid 70s, so it hasn't been too bad. It's been comfortable, that's for sure.
Yep, it's already getting hot and muggy here. It's going to be a great summer. Trust me.
Late, bro. We're approaching the middle of May right now.
It actually has been a little bit long to get to this point because we had like kind of a cold snap a couple weeks ago.
CJ 65. That is the ambient temperature I love. I think that's the best. And weird, sunny and 70. That's also good.
That's perfect.
So let's hope so. Let's hope it holds. All right. So next up we have Wolverine #1, signed by Jay Lee. I know Amy is a huge fan of Jay Lee's work. I love his autograph. It has a very distinct look, that angular kind of look. Love that cover. Ooh, excuse me. So it is suggested retail of $29.99. We have this one available for $19.74.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jay Lee too. I love his spotting of blacks. That's why I like seeing his work in black and white is just as interesting to me. And he started off by doing a lot of like texture kind of oriented work, a lot of splatter, a lot of grit, and now he's very clean and smooth, and it's all like spotting of blacks. And I really love the evolution of Jay Lee as well as just his art in general.
So John Spilios, Lyle equals Captain Cold. How do you know he's not Mr. Freeze?
Killer Frosty.
Right. All right. So, yeah, I don't know where you can get Jay Lee's autograph for that kind of price. So, all right, and then this one, from the annals of the DF vault, so to speak, which is just another shelf in the warehouse. But this one was way in the back. Dug it up, sensing nostalgia. Two Gun, what's up? Pew pew. So, Planet of the Apes #1, Dynamic Forces exclusive rainbow foil cover photo edition, signed by Ian Edgington, and was just and it doesn't do it justice there. It's the logo is much, really jumps at you, but you can't really tell once it's scanned. We have the one available, suggested retail of $59.99 when we originally sold it. And we have the one for $20.01. And let me see. Do I have it here? He's like, guys, I got to show you guys. This one, let me see. Here it is. This is the old style hollow foil seal and certificate. Give you an example. This is what we've changed to. And this is what it used to be. Gives you an idea. and Nick spells out his whole name, Nicola Barucci, as opposed to Nick Barucci. So, why do I bring that up? I want you to know this really was found. I mean, we literally did not know we even had this in inventory. And Planet of the Apes, we talk about all the time. So much a part. I even had the action figures. I remember that. I was in the hospital. I had to stay. I remember I was like 9 years old. I remember my mom, buying that for me because all the other kids in my room. So I shared a room with like 5 other kids in the hospital, and they all got it, and I had to have it, dude. I'll never forget that experience. That was being 9 years old. It was, I don't know, awakening.
Yeah.
Because the kid directly to the right of me had open heart surgery, and he was under one of the ventilation tents. So I never got to speak to him or whatever. And remember, I thought that was really something, right?
Yeah.
Kid across the room had been burned over, I think it was definitely serious. I vaguely remember like over 70% of his body. I mean, it was bad. And it was weird. It was a frightening kind of experience, I think, because you didn't feel good. I was in the hospital, but then I'm surrounded by all these other kids who were clearly in worse condition than I was, and that was kind of disconcerting. And what I had, I couldn't eat. So what was even worse was when somebody showed up and the lunch of the day was cheesesteaks, and I couldn't have any, dude. Oh, dude, it was awful. Was somebody knocking on the door?
Yes.
Nick, when do you knock on the door, dude? You usually bust the door down like you're 5-0, man.
That's all right. I have one of those DF GIEs. What's a GIE?
Yeah, what is a GIE?
He means G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe.
One of those DF GI Joe Transformer covers. Okay, probably by Jay Lee. So Friday's original art experience, we're going to do something different. It's CAFCON Live this weekend, so we're going to spend a little bit of time showing some of our community members art that they're selling this weekend on CAFCON Live. So we'll still sell a little bit of stuff, but Friday's going to be more about promoting comic art fans. So I thought people might want to tune in just to check it out, what other community members are selling this weekend. Speaking of which, what have we sold so far?
Let's see. Amazing Spider-Man CGC 9.4, X-Men 9.6.
Which X-Men wants 9.6? The 148?
148, correct.
Wow. Nice.
Ultimate Spider-Man number 2.
All right, that's not on the rack.
FF 358, also not up on the rack.
Okay. So we can give everything else a little bit more attention. Look at this.
There's some more vintage right there beside you too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we couldn't fit everything on. Those are the back issues.
You guys can check it out. You guys can get it.
All right. So, all
Daredevil.
right. So it sounds like Friday should be an interesting art show. Obviously, you're going to see a wide variety of original art based on what Nick was saying. So it should be a good time. Should be very interesting if you are into original art or just want to see some original art. That's probably the show to tune into.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a Daredevil 181 on the rack today?
I believe that it is, but I got to look. It is. It is 9.2. It is obviously Frank Miller, Death of Elektra, and we have that one, the 181, 9.2 or higher from 1982, and we have the one available for $65.
Wow. I love this book. I love this book so much. It's one of my single favorite comics. It's, to me, an expertly done superhero comic, especially from the 80s. I love that cover. Frank Miller, Klaus Janson. I met both of those dudes, right? And I have both of them sign this issue because this issue is that important to me. And one of my favorite things about it is the duo shade that's used on Daredevil in the background on this cover, which makes them kind of have this, I don't know, this like aged, like in the background feel. And it makes the characters that are smaller in the foreground pop. It seems like such a simple cover, but the composition of it and the duo shade, it just, I love this comic so much. And the yellow, this pops off the shelf too. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, I met Frank Miller and Klaus Janson, so that's 2 name drops. So
yeah, Marcus caught you already. Thanks.
Word.
But the champion of our game, Lars Man, is like offline. So
Unfortunately, well, good for him. He needs to be right now. But
yeah, I agree with that. But
y'all just happen to have some of my favorite comics tonight, like Fantastic Four 358, Daredevil 181, the Wolverine 50, the die cut cover Wolverine that upset me when I was a kid because they didn't share nothing about his origin. But that was the issue where we found out that all of his memories were fake, right? That's the issue where we find out that he has implanted memories or something like that. So,
all right. So, Jay, we're gonna flip back to the signed books. Just give you you let me know when you're ready, buddy.
Yeah, you're all good. All the pictures are in the same folder, so don't worry about skipping around. I got it.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you, Jay. All right. So next up, we have Deadliest Bouquet, number 5, Spawn variant, signed by Erica Schultz. It's just a retail $49.99. It is 6 of only 20 signed, and we have the one available for $29.99.
So at the end of last year, if nobody believes that Todd McFarlane is a genius when it comes to especially marketing in comics or just brand placement, right, you got to pay attention to what he did last year. So we had Batman Spawn, right? So they put that out. So he has all these Spawn variant covers of every DC book. He also is celebrating the 30th anniversary of Spawn. So he's having all these Spawn covers on every Image book. So at the end of last year, Spawn was all over the new racks. All over. That's genius. Think about that.
You know what? I mean, McFarlane has always been known for being that kind of like a George Lucas. You know what I mean? He knew he had something. He knew how to market it and make ancillary merch for it. Okay. And he kind of had a vision. So, it's not like saving the world or anything, granted, but still, he had, when you look at the rest of the Image guys, he was by far the most successful in terms of marketing, right? Sure. Jim Lee, I think, was very successful staying within, I don't know, the corporate big two, if you will. He kind of left, but then returned, sort of, in that sense. Rob Liefeld.
It's really interesting to see the paths they took, right? I mean, they all are like executives, right? Basically, but like Eric Larson's still just drawing his comic. Rob Liefeld's doing he's back at Marvel, basically. Jim Lee's the president and publisher of DC Comics. Todd McFarlane's got his old empire, revolutionized toy collecting. Mark Silvestri got involved with Hollywood. Now he's back over at DC doing a Batman book. And it's just interesting to see.
McFarlane, was smart when he bought out Starting Lineup and started, he saw the vision there. And, obviously at that point in time, had the bankroll to do it. So that was very smart. Jim Lee obviously stayed within the corporate structure of the comic book world and rose through that. Liefeld, of course, he spent 10 years in Disneyland, but other than that, he's managed to I don't know, mature, if you will. I mean, he was kind of seen as at that point in time, the Image wild child, if you will.
Yeah, he still has a little bit of that reputation out there, right? Because he's got he still has a little bit of a reputation today, which I think is great because it keeps him relevant. It keeps him plugged in. Yeah, like his whole Robservations podcast, where most of it's sometimes just him, recollecting history, but he loves to throw hot takes out there. You know what I'm saying? But he built his career on Marvel properties more so than any of his original content. As much as people remember Youngblood, Deadpool's a way bigger deal.
Yeah, I would agree. So it's nice to see. I mean, that period of time was interesting as well. I thought it had to happen to kind of shake loose the industry. But it's been as you say, it's been kind of interesting to see how their careers have gone. All right, so you know what? Let's do a quick Rex cap just to bring us up to speed. All right. So we started with the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles with a cover price of $3.99 or higher, so a $40 retail price or higher. And as always, as a thank you to our group, we have it for $5 for all 10 random books. So 50 cents a copy, you really can't go wrong there. Then we had Wolverine #1 signed by Jay Lee. And we have the one available for $19.74. So this is a hand-signed book by Jay Lee for $19.74. Then we have...
I'll go back to barging in.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick. Somebody didn't pay for this. So I'm going to show it real quick. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 90, Black Cat, black costume. In the height of comics, this was going for $90. I talked to our friend who consigned it to us. I got him to bring it down to $65. This is a newsstand copy. Check out the spine. Very difficult to get this in a 9.2 or better. And remember, it's a base of 9.2.
All right. So, Dwayne, are you claiming it, buddy, or... so which one is this? It's a gimme. So that's not exactly the call.
Claim Black Cat and 10-pack.
All right, you got it, Dwayne.
Here, I'll put it over here.
So hold on, let me just.
That almost rhymes.
90 is
Close enough.
All right, and what are we doing at?
65.
All right, and you also need a 10-pack, right, Dwayne? You got it, buddy. So
Goodbye, Dwayne. Really goodbye. Somebody didn't pay, and we're not waiting anymore. By the way, Robbie, you're not going to believe this. Remember how I had Spider-Man #7, the complete issue, on Friday?
Uh-huh.
Well, I put a lot of the art at below fair market value. I mean, it was expensive, but it was below fair market value. I put the first page at $599, and it was like a $1,200 to $1,500 page. I don't remember how much I put the second page at, but it was under market value. And nobody bid. And I'm like, okay, this book isn't selling, right? I'm like, all right, so I get a full Mark Bagley book. I'm going to have to tap into the credit cards and start paying a lot of interest.
Oh, man.
Then I got to page 3 and 4. Now, keep in mind, everything's relative. It's Nick should treat everyone to pizza for the sellout. I love Marcus, by the way. Marcus freaking went to bat for us. So page 2 and 3 with over 100 spider beings. I had a decent birthday, TJ. Thanks. I really appreciate it. We had it at 18,000. Now, understand, I got offered 22 to 25,000 before going on the air. Yeah. But I already had it in my head. First of all, I had announced that the whole book will be on the air. And I didn't tell anybody the pricing, but I had it in my head. I'm charging 18 grand for these 2 pages because I wanted to leave some meat on the bone for anybody who bought it. Sold like that. And then after that, it was still a little slow. Like I thought I had a $400 page. Kyle jumped on that. But at the end of the night, we sold 19 out of the 20 pages. Is that old man Rex hiding back there?
You got it, Bueller.
But he's ready for Thursday with you
Robbie's
and our special
talking crap
guest.
about you, by the way, Bueller, just so you know.
By the way, when are Bueller and Robbie going to do their show on The Experience? When are you guys going to do your joint show?
We were just talking about it, actually, a few days ago. So
get it going.
We're talking. Bueller's hard to talk to, though, so I have to do it in small steps. Bueller gets my nerves sometimes. You know how that guy can be.
So here's the best part, Robbie. So we on the page with Spider Boy, we put it up for $45K. And somebody came on with an offer of $40K. And I had to think about it because up until that point, everybody paid what we listed the books at. And I'm thinking to myself, this actually gets us over the hump, right? And we hadn't sold everything yet. It's not like we sold everything up until page 18. We sold a bunch, but not quite everything. And I'm sitting there going, it's not fair to anybody else to give 12% off when everybody else, even though everything was below, in my opinion, fair market value, even though everything was below fair market value, I just didn't feel right going to that much. And then like Marcus chimed in and said meet in the middle, and Comic Art Boston said meet at 42,000. And since Comic Art Boston had bought a few pages, and Marcus has got a good feel for the market and the chat, even if he is a ball buster, he's got a good feel for the chat. I was like, all right, seems like everybody will be okay if I meet in the middle here. So I offered to meet in the middle, and the gentleman decided he didn't want to buy it. He wanted it at his price, or he was passing. Fully understandable. So then we ended up selling and you know, another thing, like Mike Lovitz had bought a page, but this guy Dustin Wynn really wanted it, and he surrendered the page to him, and it was like a $1,400 page, which was probably an $1,800 page. Marcus deserves a cut. Well, the deal didn't come together. The gentleman, I'll get a slice of pizza. But after that, then, and so Lovitz actually surrendered his page to somebody else, and then he bought page 19 with the second appearance of Spider-Boy, which was cool. And then Comic Art Boston bought page 20. Everybody bought the previous pages. And then on Saturday, I got a message from somebody who said they had watched the show. I don't know if they want it to be known that they bought it. And we talked Sunday night, and he ended up buying the last page. So we had a complete sellout. The funny part, and this is where Marcus helped defend us in one of the forums, there was a guy poo-pooing our putting the book on the air, saying it was going to be overpriced. He wasn't even going to watch the show, that for people to report to him. Like an hour after the show, he's like, I'll buy that page with the second Spider-Boy appearance for $8,000. And it was like, that was a $15,000 show. I mean, a $15,000 page. What we sold it for, I think it was a good $18,000 to $20,000 page, but we put it at 15. You had Spider-Boy jumping away small, but at the bottom it had all these Spider-Mans. Yeah. So after the show on Saturday, Friday night and Saturday, so same guy who reached out to me, Friday night and Saturday, he starts posting in private message groups how the Friday sales were all fake. They weren't real sales. At one point, he was alluding to, I don't know if he was alluding to that I had friends pretend to buy the book or whatever, because
what's crazy is that, like, what would even be the point of that, right? Like, oh, you fake sold a book. Like, I don't understand. That's like, what's the benefit of doing that, right?
Do that if the price points were like a couple $100 or something to make it seem like there's more activity, but you're not getting away with that if you got a $15,000 page on.
I know.
This is a legitimate hot book right now. Like, this book it has not let up. So
sounds like the guy was just angry he didn't get his price.
Oh, he didn't get his price, and he actually, look, this was an expensive book. I promised that the team, I wouldn't say how much I paid, but I'm told that I paid over $20,000 more than this other person. Now I have to fake post the pages on their cap. That's funny, Dwayne. So he was upset that he didn't get to buy it, and he then decided to he tried to poo-poo the whole show before the show happened, and then after he tried to discredit. And Comic Art Boston saw some of the posts and was upset about it, and he posted on Comic Art Fans how he's real, he's there, he buys from us all the time. If the internet says it, must be true. But and I said this to Comic Art Boston, because it was really nice of him to go out and defend me. But I said to him, I was like, I can't worry about the two people. Like, there was this one guy. I mean, this was out there. Everybody saw it. Like Timothy Guerrero. Look, God bless. He's allowed his opinion. I'm not saying he's not allowed his opinion, but he, like I said, we hadn't sold all the pages. We sold some pages by the time we got to 18. And so at first he's like, why are you calling it manufacturer's retail price? You're not the manufacturer. I said, fair enough. I said, I'm not the manufacturer, but I'm the one offering it. So, it's shorthand. And he said a few other things. And then he said, how can it be a fair price if it doesn't sell? And I said, you know what, Timothy, no matter what I say, you're not going to be happy. So thanks for being here. Appreciate the view. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. And so what I said to Comic Art Boston was, I have to worry about the people that are in the chat, that are watching the show, that are having a good time. I mean, people who missed out on pages were congratulating people who got the pages. Mike Lovett surrendering the $1,400 page because he was getting the second appearance of Bailey. That was so good for the community. People were it was a fun time.
Well, I think the problem you ran into.
By that logic, car lot should be empty.
I think the problem you ran into probably is you have, because of the book itself and Spider Boy's popularity, you got a lot of viewers that weren't normally the regular viewers that we get, whether it be for the art show or the comic collectible show. And the rest of the world does sort of work like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of nasty, angry, bidding against each other. And from his standpoint, that's a very expensive piece. Obviously, it's going to go up in value. So he's hoping to get a deal. And anything he does to diminish the show, cast suspicion on it, in his logic, will bring the piece down. His hope was that at the end of the show, that most of the pages would still be there. And he'd come in with a low ball.
Yeah. And that's what that's what the one guy did. He came in and was like, that page had at 15. I think it's more worth 8. And I said to him politely, I said, well, it's sold. It's sold. So
his mommy tells him he's good looking too, but
it doesn't make it so. But it was really, really, it's funny and weird both at the same time. But so what I want to do this Friday, I want to give back to the community. So that's why I came in earlier and said I was thinking about it. Bill was on my show. This weekend's Comic Art Live, where fans are selling their art on Comic Art Fans. So we're going to do a preview. If anybody wants to put my email out there, Jay, put my email, nick.barucci@dynamite.com. I will have a few $54 pieces of art, Marcus. I'm actually going to do that this Friday, too.
Yeah, Nick's drawing it right now.
Yeah, right. If anybody wants me to preview their art on Comic Art Fans this Friday, I'm going to let everybody give me 3 to 6 pages, and you can either come on the live stream. We'll send you a StreamYard link, and you can come on for 2 to 3 minutes to talk about it. Or if you don't want to come on the air to talk about it, I'll talk about it for you.
It's weird. You're right to be questioning the authenticity of Rudolph bobblehead. You should be questioning it.
Awesome. Bueller's got the Gargoyles interview dropping tomorrow. That's fantastic. Travis, we need you to interview Torrin for Red Sonja. That would be awesome if you can do that. Robbie, you too. Can you interview Torrin for Red Sonja?
Schedules are tight right now, but I'll see what I can do. For sure.
I needed to, when I want it to launch? The week of July 17th.
Okay.
So if you can do it anywhere between now and early July so that you can edit it and drop it the week of July 17th when the book is in stores, that would be awesome.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
I'm asking you in advance only if you can do it.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do, bro. For sure.
So if anybody wants to see the pages one last time, I'll go get the art. I'll show the pages one more time. Rex can take his break.
Actually, yeah, we got to go to break.
No, skip the break. The break. You take your break. I'll show the pages. Give me 30 seconds to come back.
All right, Nick's going to bring the pages out. So we'll give him a couple seconds to get the pages out. And then we'll do the we'll do a Rex cap after he shows the pages, and go through a few more. Let's see. You know what? We should do the back issues. These are priced to sell, again by our buddy Alex. So these will be nice. And get through those. Yep, we got a little bit here. Oh, some good stuff too.
I'm very happy to hear that Nick had a good sales show, though. Even though there was some contention among some people, that just means that people are paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very proud and happy for you guys. Congratulations on the sell-through.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I know, it was exciting.
So,
all right, so let's
and
do the pages.
Yeah, and Marcus made a very poignant point on Comic Art Boston's posting of the page. Yeah, right, CJ. You know, people last week were also complaining about Trad Moore. Price of Trad Moore original art is through the roof, like unbelievably through the roof.
Yeah, he's going to be at Heroes Con, and my buddy is a huge. I mean, me and my buddy are huge Trad Moore fans, and he was like not even really opening his commission list because he's so busy. He's got so much work to do, and his stuff is gorgeous, Nick.
Yeah,
like to see, like I've seen original pages when I was at Heroes Con last year. Gorgeous, just gorgeous work, man.
Yeah, and what Marcus said was we just had this with I'm paraphrasing. We just had this complaining with Trad Moore, and now people complaining on here. He said what the price is worth is the person selling it, and I think he was saying whether it sells or not, that's up to the person selling it, not up to people that wouldn't spend the money anyway. So Kyle bought this one. Sold this for $400, which I thought was a really good price. So this is the page Michael Lovett's bought. This was the one we sold for $15,000.
All them spider people.
Check it out, over 50 spider people. And the funny thing is, like, I almost started kind of hinting at what I thought was going to happen, and I was like, you know what, I shouldn't be the person speculating. So this is the page that was bought last night, which gave us the complete sellout. So this page was $2,500, which I thought was a really good price considering what's going on there. Mark Bagley said this is the hardest book he's ever drawn, not just because of all the spider people, but they had to create more Spider-Men as they went. This is the page where Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man again, but they're willing to accept crazy prices on only certain artists from their own era. It's a lot of old gatekeepers, right? Well, the person doing this isn't even an old gatekeeper. He's a flipper. And so whatever, right? So this page was $1,500, and this is the page where Peter calls Aunt May, and then you get the Kane Scarlet Spider showing up again.
Nice.
Paul Pappas bought these pages. This page was $2,000, which I thought fairly good price.
Nice Spider-Woman shot, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Great Spider-Woman shot. Let's see. I want to make sure I do these right.
Each page of this issue is like, you know, sometimes you get those pages in a comic where there's like nothing really going on, no major characters. That's not this issue at all.
No, not at all. Look at this. I forget her name, Shara or Sharth. This is where she gets destroyed. I mean, look, $750 for this page. I took a big risk on this issue, but I wanted to make sure for everybody who tuned in, I left meat on the bone. I mean, here's the page where Peter shoots her, so this goes perfect with that other page.
Yep.
And look at the huge spider ham. Can you ask if they'll yield that page to me? I love Marcus. Okay, this one I had fun with the price. You got Spider Buggy, and you got all this going on, and I did it for 1962, the year Spider-Man first appeared.
So I had you can get the Spider Buggy on a page, Nick. It's a bonus.
It is. And then this is a page. So somebody before the show wanted to buy this, and they offered 20, and then they offered 22, and then they said, what if I went to 25? So they didn't necessarily go to 25, but I'm pretty sure when somebody says, what if I went to 25, that means they would get close, if not there. But I knew the price I wanted it to be at. I wanted it at 18. And you've got like 60 Spider-Men that have never appeared before on this page that now Marvel can grab and do. So I kept it at the price I wanted, that I felt was fair, and left some meat on the bone. And the guy who got it was really happy. All right, then Anchor, they should have just said they were going to a panel, right? No, Marcus, I'm not doing that anymore. Anchor bought this page, which was really cool. And then, Alberto Gonzalez bought this page. We think there's a Captain America Spider-Man in here somewhere. So, and then let's see. Are these the Brian? Oh, Comic Art Boston. He got the money, outside of the first appearance. Like Comic Art Boston got this beautiful page for $1,500. He got this page for $1,500, right where Peter starts to become Spider-Man again. Then he bought this page for $1,500 because it goes perfect.
Nice.
And this is the page that I feel I definitely could have charged a lot more for. But this is reminiscent of Spidey 300, where Todd puts him back in the red and blue costume.
Yeah.
And that was a money page, and I put it only at $3K. Again, don't get me wrong. This is a lot of money no matter what. Brian Chu bought these two pages, and they go perfect together.
Wow.
Yeah. Spider-Man and Dark Knight. Right? And let's see. The last page. Gabe Carino. This is the first page I had for $5.99. Easily a $1,200 page or more. And nobody jumped on it. And like I said, when I showed this and I showed page 2 and nobody jumped on them, I was like, okay, nothing's selling tonight. I'm thinking to myself, I should have taken that $22,000 of the double page spread while I could. I got no power to negotiate now. So I really want to thank everybody who showed up, regardless whether or not they claimed anything. I want to thank you all who were able to be here, for being here, for hitting that thumbs up, for supporting the channel, and just for being of good cheer. You guys make this fun every time we do the shows, and you make it so worthwhile for all of us. Not just me, not just Rex, not just, Amy or John, but also the producers, and when Robbie and AR come on the air. You just make the show so much better just being here. The community rocks. And, like I said, just you guys being here, hitting the thumbs up when you can, and spreading the word, because we really want the experience to help grow the industry. So every little bit helps. So, and now we start shipping these. I didn't claim anything, but thank you, Lyle. I really appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of people were really happy. And the person who bought the first Spider-Boy page, they, Marvel just announced that Spider-Boy is going to be an Edge of Spider-Verse #3 comic. And I'm pretty sure they've got big plans for him. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, Michael Lovitz, he paid. So I got to ship the people who paid. I don't get to hold on to this anymore. But yeah, like I said, that first page, I was like, nobody's buying this at $5.99. I'm thinking to myself, I was like, oh well, looks like I'm having a complete book to keep. But it just, people wanted to see the pages. Thanks, Preston. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you thought the show was great. So, look, this is what we're trying to do. There's a reason why every show promotes Comic Shop Locator. You know, for people who may not know about comic stores well enough, we want new fans to go to the comic shop locator to just buy more comics in retail. Even though we're here offering you books, and you know, when you buy books, it helps us pay the bills. If we could get you into comic stores, that's even better. Exactly. We don't want Amy angry. Nobody wants an Amy angry, especially on this side. We like her being amazing. We like her being awesome. We hate her being angry. So I think she would give Lou Ferrigno a run for his money when she's angry. So yeah, this one's a really great one. I mean, check it out. I mean, you got Spider-Punk. You've got Kane, you've got Craven Spider-Man, you've got Spidey 2099, Tarantula Spider-Man. Like I said, Bagley said this is the hardest book he's ever drawn. So, anyway, sorry. And I just ate up time where Rex could be selling.
It's all right, man. That really is a great book.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that everything's sold out.
I'm not. I wanted to keep at least one page.
Well, you could have.
No, I couldn't have. Once I announced the whole book was for sale, you got to put the whole book up for sale.
That guy Nicola bought it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Jesus, I didn't even think about that. If I was going to do fake sales, I should have went all the way.
It's too late because I pulled that Planet of the Apes book. It has the old cert on it.
Did you really?
Yeah, Nicola Barucci, which I showed everybody, so they all know now.
Wait, I thought all the certificates had my name like that.
No. The new ones have Nick Barucci.
Do they really?
The old ones have Nicola Barucci.
Oh my God!
Yes, sir.
Shows you how little I know.
Yes, sir. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Hold it.
All right. So my signature is still Nicola Barucci.
Yes, but it's printed as Nick.
It's not printed at all.
What?
It just says authorized signature.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right.
I always thought that it has your name printed.
So did the Planet of the Apes sell?
It did not.
Okay, so just for the fun of it, even though I ate my veggie sandwich, I'm going to make this holofoil $10.
All right. So
Ooh, nice.
10. All right. Let me make a notation there. It's nostalgia, people. Oh, yeah. Flash that up a little bit more. So because the picture doesn't, it darkens out the
holofoil.
Yeah, the rainbow foil. So that's what it really looks like. See that? The scan does not really capture that. It just turns everything kind of dark. I don't know why it does that.
It's hard. So $10 just for the fun of it. Just for the old Nicola actually spelled. Yeah, there's very few Spider-Man artists that could have pulled this off.
All right, Preston, you got it, buddy.
Awesome. And I think ship it on time, to be honest. So, I mean, there's
sure.
like...
Bagley was always quick too, right, Nick? And like I met Bagley. He's I quote him as my favorite Spider-Man artist because when I was growing up reading Spider-Man, it was McFarlane, then Larson. But when Bagley came in, there was just something about it. It was in particular the Round Robin story that had Punisher and Nova and Night Thrasher. I've been a fan of his for a long time in my life.
Well, there's also that's the reason why they needed two inkers on this book. They needed both John Dell and Drew Hennessy because there were so many characters and Bagley was putting so much time into it, they couldn't give it to just one inker. So anyway, I want to thank everybody. And I especially want to thank Marcus. And even though Comic Art Boston isn't here, just for being so kind and getting our backs and just, you guys rock. So thank you all.
Guys like Comic Art Boston. Marcus always here, every show.
Yeah, Marcus might bust my chops live, but he
busts everybody's chop. But you know what? If I didn't see Marcus in one of our shows during the week, I'd be worried. I'd be worried too. Yeah, I'd be a little concerned myself. All right, so let's finish up the consignment books that we have for the night. All right, so next up, here we go, Jay. Captain America number 254 from 1980. First appearance of the new Union Jack. With Baron Blood in it, and we 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $27.
Maybe someone can help me in the chat. and I don't know if it's this one at all because I didn't read a lot of Captain America from this era, but there's a very famous issue where he like decapitates Baron Blood with his shield, right? Like, do you remember that, Rex? Does anybody in the chat remember that? Do you know what issue that is? You say you don't remember it?
I do not know.
Yeah, because I used to always see it on those like most shocking moments lists on like Wizard Magazine or CBR or something like that, right? And like apparently he decapitates Baron Blood with his shield in something. And I mean that's pretty gnarly if you think about it from Captain America, right?
Wow. This from the guy who loves horror movies. Shocker. Didn't
Well,
see
that's
that
why
one.
I want to know what issue it is so I can finally buy it and read it.
All right, did you find it?
I'm looking. It says Cap 253 through 254. So 254 is what I'm seeing. Apparently it happens in 254.
All right, so there it is.
Yeah. Nice.
No wonder it didn't make my notes. We have Captain America number 254, the decapitation issue from 1980. 9.2. So you can see him cut off that head clean, baby.
Yeah, and there's the thing, and it's like he just throws it down. You don't see it. You see the shadow, but you hear a chuck. And Baron Blood's like, bloody. It's like, or not Baron Blood, but Union Jack's like, bloody. Yeah, that's an awesome. You guys should check that out. That's cool.
TJ James, that was just assistant editor's month.
Still
Bro,
love it.
collecting this up, man. Happy Monday, bro. All right, so this is available, the decapitation issue. All right, which Robbie remembers vividly for some reason. Kind of worries you a little bit, I know. All right. So then we got Marvel Team Up. Spider-Man Mockingbird number 95, 1980. First appearance of Mockingbird. This is the newsstand version of it. And we have the one available for $90. All right, then to close up tonight's 9.2s, we have Black Goliath number 1 from 1976. 9.2 or higher, and we have the one for $70.
So one last thing. So I was telling Amy on Friday and then today that since everybody helped us on Friday and we got to the 1,500 subscriber really quickly when we did the giveaway contest, we're going to do a new giveaway for 2,000 subscribers. We're going to give away 20 CGC graded books. So it'll be throughout the shows. Amy's going to help me pick them. And boy, am I fat.
I'm just learning of this now.
Boy, am I fat.
So let's.
I feel like that episode of The Sopranos where Tony's cousin Tony gets out of jail and he does this Jackie Gleason. Boy, are you fat. I got to, you know why the Yankees did pinstripes, right?
To make Babe Ruth look thinner.
Exactly.
But Nick, part of it might be don't stand so close to the camera.
You mean, well, it's hard for my stomach not to stick out.
But to clarify, the 20 CGC giveaway would happen after we reach 2,000?
After we reach 2,000. Okay. Yeah, once we hit 2,000, a week or two after that. So invite your friends, invite anybody you can, share the experience. We're going to give away 20 CGC graded books throughout all the shows the week we get to 2,000 subscribers.
There we go.
Look at how great everybody is. Husky, stout. Nobody says fat.
Stout. I love stout. Nice.
Matter of fact,
meaty beer.
I think actually they were asking for John Stout, the community member, Bueller's
There
friend.
he is. John Stout. Hey, John Stout.
Hey, speak of the devil. See, they weren't talking about me.
Oh,
Big boned. I'm just well-rounded.
Oh, man. All right. So let's do back issues. All right. So these are priced to move. All right. So we've got Moon Knight number 1, True Believers reprint, aka the Criminally Insane Bushman. It reprints Moon Knight number 1 from 1980. And we have the one available for $5. As I said, these are priced to move.
This cape on that cover looks better than the cape in the show.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. That really bothered you. I remember when we were talking about it when the series was live, man. You just could not get off that. It really, not even the hippo, man. It was the cape. You could not stand the cape.
At least the hippo, I understand. You can't find an actual hippo person. You can get an actual cape, and you know you can. You can get an actual cape.
Oh my God.
It'd be like if they CGC'd an apple somebody was eating and it looked terrible. Like, just get a real apple. Anyway.
All right. Nice cape, bad collars. Good one, Marcus. All right. So next up we have Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., #1 from 1983. Jim Steranko wraparound cover reprints Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., #1 through 2. 6 through 7, 1968, and Strange Tales #168 from 1968. All right, and we have this one for $6.
If y'all have never read Steranko's Nick Fury stuff, do yourself a favor, pick this up, because this is comic book gold. This is legendary. This is one of the most important comic books in mainstream comics, period.
All right, so next up we have Rune Silver Surfer #1, 1995 newsstand edition. Barry Windsor Smith cover. And we have this bad boy for $8.
All the time I've been doing these shows with you, Rex, I don't think we've ever had an Ultraverse book. So this is a milestone right now.
I would agree with you, probably. Yeah, I don't think we have either.
I love that cover though, man.
All right. So then next up we have Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider #1 from 2020. Donny Cates story. And we have the one available for $5. Oh, you know what? Sorry to jump on you, buddy. We did have one more of the consignment books that got left off. It is Daredevil #254 from 1988. First Typhoid Mary, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $60.
Look at that John Romita Jr., man. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
So, Lyle, 1983 was a great year. I graduated from high school in 1983.
I was 2 years old, Rex.
Shut up, Robbie.
83
Your
was
hair looks lousy today, by the way.
Oh, stop lying.
I know you're feeling a little belligerent since your Lakers won, but you better check it. But they haven't won nothing yet.
You're right, man. You're right. I'm sorry. I need to respect my elders.
Oh, my God. All right. So Nightwing Volume 4, number 78 from 2021, second print. Tom Taylor's amazing run begins, and we have the one for $12.
Look at the perspective on that cover. That's really dope. Plus,
That is a cool cover.
Tom Taylor's Nightwing run has become, it's going to be viewed as one of the most, I know there's not too many, but like when people think of Nightwing, you think of the George Perez, Marv Wolfman stuff, right? From Teen Titans, right? But then you think of like Chuck Dixon and Scott McDaniel, right?
Right.
Tom Taylor's up there now too. Like this run with him and Bruno Redondo is absolutely fantastic. It's amazing.
And Lyle, that's not helpful. Apparently, Lyle's wife was born in 1983. I need to know that why. Excuse me. I'm still battling something. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, please. If one. All right, Dwayne's a pain. You got it, buddy. All right. So, you know what? We got to take our last and final break. We'll get through the rest of these back issues and sign books, and then we'll do one final Rex cap. All right, so stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Did you know that across America there are over 2, maybe even 3 live stream producers who can't even afford Mountain Dew? Take Brian here. Brian has gone 2 weeks without a sip of Red Bull. If it goes on much longer, he may take a shower and get a real job. Situations like this are as tragic as they are preventable. Join the experience on YouTube and gain access to special emojis and members-only streams. For less than a cup of coffee, you can keep socially awkward hermit people working from their parents' basements where they belong. Scan the QR code on the screen to join. You'll be glad you did. Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Go follow The Experience on TikTok at @the_EXP1 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our TikTok is like everywhere else we are, except you only have to deal with us for a minute. Seems like a win-win to me.
Hey, we're back. Hey, Ron. We only have one Hazer piece. That is a true remark, not an actual sketch cover. But let's go through CCAs, and that's the only thing we have from Hazer tonight. But let's go ahead and go through those real quick. Let's go with where is it? Where did I put it? Okay, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Adventures #1. Dynamic Forces variant exclusive cover sign with Batman remarked by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail being $9.99. We have the one available for $39.99. Then, and I'm sorry, Ron, it's not Hazer, but it's Del Beato Nicieza. Invincible Iron Man #600 signed with Iron Man and Spidey cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have the one available for $89.99. And then finally, we have Superior Spider-Man #1 signed with a Spidey and Daredevil cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza, and we have the one available for $149.99.
Oh, that's an homage to a Frank Miller cover, isn't it? Yeah.
Why am I echoing all of a sudden? What the heck?
I don't know, but that looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. If it's even possible, I think the team's getting better there of Del Beato and Nicieza. We got Alex in here. You got something to show us, Alex?
I have a surprise that I just found in the back room. Okay.
What is it now before we proceed?
Very special. We've got a special magazine first appearance, not too common. This is Marvel Preview #7, Satana. This is the first actual appearance of Rocket Raccoon. The very first appearance of Rocket Raccoon. This is $12.95. And what we're going to do is, if anyone is interested, we're going to allow 20% down and 60-day time payment. So if you want the very first Rocket Raccoon, we can do 20% down now and pay up to 60 days if anyone is interested. But this is the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon.
That's awesome. And what's even cooler than the fact that it's Rocket's first appearance is that awesome cover. Like those Marvel magazines from that era, those things rock. They rock so much. That's awesome. Rocket Raccoon. Guardians 3, y'all. That's like my favorite Rocket story I've ever experienced. It was Guardians Volume 3. That movie was awesome.
You got it, Ron. Dwayne Payne, 13. Hold on. The Nightwing was 12, buddy.
I think he's making a joke about the first Rocket being $12.95.
Yeah, because at first I was like, I'll take it.
That was pretty close to the Nightwing price. All right, got it. I had Market Santana collars. All right, so next up, let's finish out the back issues. Martian Manhunter, Volume 5, Number 2 from 2019. It is the Middleton variant. And we got this one available for $4.
How cool is that cover? That cover is so freaking cool and scary. Like, I love this cover.
Yeah, you like it. Decapitation, scary, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. You know it, man.
All right. So then we have Looney Tunes, number 154 from 2007. Got a Bugs Bunny Pharaoh cover.
Oh, wow.
All right. And we have the one available for $4. At these prices, you can just get it at home and start reading it if you'd like.
This is just a really cool cover. It's Rama Tut Bugs, right? Rama Bugs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then we have, okay, you got it, Lyle. It's yours, buddy. All right. Then next up, we got Justice Inc. Number 1 from 1975. Origin and first DC appearance of the Avenger, Richard Benson, based on the pulp magazine hero Denny O'Neill's story. And we have the one available for $5.
Joe Kubert cover. Great cover.
Martian Manhunter cover. Yep. Wait, Looney Tunes? Oh, wait, Lyle. You mean the Martian Manhunter Volume 5, Number 2? Gotcha.
Lyle, you might as well get the Pharaoh Bugs as well, while you're at it, at these prices. I mean, you're not going to find that at many shops, because kids buy them up.
Yeah, right. I got you, Lyle.
Kids at the shop will tear up the Looney Tunes books. Then we're like, dog, you're going to have to buy that. I'm sorry, but your kid just ripped it up. You're gonna have to buy it.
Here's your mom. Get your mom over here. She owes me money. All right. Next up, we got Black Lightning, Volume 2, Number 1 from 1995. And we got this one for $5.
Cool cover. I love the maybe it's because the first time I really saw Black Lightning, because they did Vulcan, like Black Vulcan and the Super Friends, but it wasn't quite the same. But
correct.
To me, this is Black Lightning's look. This is his costume. This is what I love. This is what I remember. I love this stuff.
All right. So then next up, we have Wonder Woman number 229 from 1977. Nazi robot missile bondage cover. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez and Vince Coletta cover. And this one's actually pretty old. Date back to 1977. We have the one available for $25.
Well, that would have been the year when she's a TV star too, right? Around 77. Yeah,
that is correct. I still watch that on Saturdays.
Nice. Yeah, this cover is a little provocative
for that era, especially.
Yeah.
All right. So then we have Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, numbers 1, 2, 5, and 6. Missing 4 and 5. Timmy and the Fourth Story. And you get all 4 books for $10.
All of the Turtles Batman books that Tynan did were fantastic. All 3 volumes were absolutely amazing. Dwayne's Payne. What's the one?
Got it, buddy. All right. So then we have Hanna-Barbera, Future Quest lot, Future Quest number 12 and number 12 variant. Future Quest presents Space Ghost number 1 and number 1 variant from 2017. So all 4 books, and you get them for $10.
Since John's not here, I'll just go ahead and tell you that John Cole wants you to buy this because Future Quest is one of his favorite DC productions ever. And I second that. This book was really, really good. And if you're a fan of those Hanna-Barbera characters,
somebody buy just so John can't get it, please.
Yes, please.
All right. So next up, we've got Joker, Year of the Villain number 1 from 2019. Brian Boland promotional variant, John Carpenter story, and we have the one available for $10.
Preston wants
All
the
right,
feature
Preston,
quest.
you got it.
And as far as this Joker book, yeah, you get a John Carpenter DC story, and you get Ballin doing Joker. It's a big deal. Take this and go get John Carpenter to sign it. You know, he can write damage right across the forehead if you get Jared Leto to sign it.
I'm just happy that Preston claimed the Future Quest, so John can't get his hands on it. All right, so next up we got Captain Marvel Volume 10, Number 1, 2019 Walmart exclusive variant, art germ cover, first Ripley Ryan. That's a heck of a cover. And we have the one available for $8.
Art Germ has a style and an approach, and he goes with it, and I love it. And Art Germ sells me a lot of comics at my shop, in particular. There's a Loki book coming out that's going to be awesome because it's written by Dan Waters with artwork by Herman Peralta. But there's a Loki cover to it where it's like woman Loki, and she looks awesome. And Art Germ is fantastic at what he does. I'll just say that.
All right, so next up we have Archie's 65th anniversary bash, free comic book day from 2006. And it is unstamped, and we have the one available for $4.
It's pretty good growth on a free comic
All
book.
right, Lyle, you got it.
Good pick, Lyle.
All right, then we have Something is Killing the Children, number 16 and number 18 from 2021. And we've got both books for $6. All right, then we have Spawn number 301 from 2019, record-breaking issue, and we have the one available for $12.
And that's the McFarlane cover too, right? Yeah.
Yes, it is. I can see his signature in the bottom right-hand corner.
I wish he still did the covers, at least. I at least
Right.
just wish he still did the covers. I miss my Todd McFarlane covers.
All right, so next up we have Berserker number 2 foil variant from 2021. Now, we do want to warn you, there is a slight crease on the bottom front left corner. You can sort of see it in the scan. And we have this one available for $5.
Berserker's a cool comic. It's a violent comic. It's a brutal comic, but it also has a lot of nuance to it. And, you know, Keanu Reeves doesn't co-write a comic to not have it become something major. And we know that there's stuff in the works already. So
Right.
Berserker's, and it's also just a good book with no vowels in it. There are no vowels in any of it. Even in the dialogue, there's no vowels. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be annoying? Anyway.
The things that Robbie thinks about.
I just think I hate it when there's a title and they're like, oh, we're so clever. We're going to take the vowels out. Look, if somebody already has Berserker, just come up with a different title. Anyway, still a good book.
All right, then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Macro Series, number 1, Donatello from 2018. There is a couple of indentation lines on the cover. Okay, so we want to make everyone aware of that. So we have this one available for $7.
One thing I've learned in my career is that every year there's more Turtles fans.
Jay, when you get a chance, throw up that link, would you, for the form? Good point, Preston. Good point, sir. All right, so then the final 3 books of the night, and then we will get to the Rex Cap. We have Amazing Spider-Man number 19, signed by Terry and Rachel Dodson. It is number 1 in the edition of only 75 signed. Suggested retail $49.99, and we have it for $29.99.
And y'all know what that number 1 means. It means it's the freshest signature. It's before they get too tired of signing. I bet signature 75 looks a lot different than 1.
Probably. All right, so then we have Amazing Spider-Man number 796, signed in silver by Christos Gage. I want to say this is a 3rd printing, I believe. Suggested retail is $69.99. It's number 10 of 15 signed silver, and we have the one available for $40.
And Dwayne wanted the one before. Did you get that?
Okay, Dwayne's a pain. That is the ASM number 19 signed by the Dodsons. I'm assuming, Dwayne. Correct me if I am wrong, sir.
Yep, there you go.
All right.
You know, one of my things I was taught this, and I looked into it, is good comic book art has to look good in black and white first, right? And
That's
even
good.
somebody like Alex Ross, this in black and white, this is awesome. It's everything's there. Yeah, it's got to look good. Comic art's getting away from that because they're relying too much on the coloring, and it's got to look good in black and white first.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. All right, so last two. Spawn number 300, Encore Edition, signed by Greg Capullo. Number 2 of 60 signed. Yeah, that's the one. Suggested retail is $69.99. We have the one available for $40. It is number 2 of only 60 signed.
I don't care what anybody says. Spawn's one of the coolest looking comic book characters of all time. I just love Spawn for some reason. He just encapsulates an era. Like, right? He encapsulates an era. Like 100%.
Well, he was a brand new concept when he came out, I thought. Not the typical superhero kind of genre. It was very different.
Chains,
right,
skulls, capes, violence. Man.
Right. All right. So last book of the night, Thor number 24, Legacy number 750, signed in silver by the legendary Walt Simonson. It is number 3 of only 40 signed silver. Suggested retail of $69.99, and we have the one available for $50. All right. It is time for the Rex Cap.
Rex Cap.
Thank you, Jay. I was waiting for that, but I didn't, I know you're busy and stuff, so I didn't want to, make a point of it. All right, so here we go. All right, so as always, we start off with a Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles, cover price of $3.99 or higher, and as always, we have all 10 books for $5. Then we did Wolverine number 1, signed by Jay Lee. It's just a retail of $29.99, and we have the one available for $19.74. Then we did Deadliest Bouquet number 5, Spawn variant, signed by Erica Schultz. Number 6 of 20, suggested retail $49.99, and we have the one available for $29.99. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man number 796, signed in silver by Christos Gage. Suggested retail of $69.99. It is number 10 of only 15 signed in silver, and we have one available for $40. And then we had Spawn number 300, Encore Edition, signed by Greg Capullo. Suggested retail of $69.99. It is number 2 of only 60 signed, and we have the one available for $40. Hey, it's Trunk Shop. Yeah, right. He's the only one that gets 10 random Dynamite titles cheaper than $5. All right, so then we have number 24, Legacy number 750, signed in silver by Walt Simonson. It's number 3 of only 40 signed silver. Suggested retail $69.99, and we have the one available for $50. Then we did Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures number 1, DF variant cover, signed with Batman Remark by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have the one available for $39.99. Hey, Johnny Sanchez, not tonight, buddy. We do have Casada stuff, but we just don't have it on tonight, my friend. All right, so then we did Invincible Iron Man number 600, signed with an Iron Man and Spidey cover sketch by Joe Delbiato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail $149.99, and we have the one available for $89.99. Then we did Superior Spider-Man #1, signed with a Spidey and Daredevil cover sketch by Joe Delbiato and Mariano Cieza. Frank Miller homage, and we have the one available for $149.99. All right, now we're getting to our back issue keys. These are all 9.2 or higher. So first up, we got X-Men Second Series #1 from 1991, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $28. Thanks, Lyle.
What did Lyle buy?
A couple of things off the top of my head.
Well, he just said thanks, Lyle. So.
Yeah, because he filled out his paper.
Nice. Any Joe Quesada stuff? What are you looking for, Johnny? You got to let us know. All right, real quick. Anybody buys the Frank Miller Daredevil Spider-Man, which I love, I'm going to drop it down to 120. And thank you, Lyle. And everybody.
All right, so that is down to 120. All right. So, next up, we got Hulk #300 from 1984. Also 9.2 or higher. And we have the one available for $40. Then we did Thor #412 from 1989. First full New Warriors and Night Thrasher. 9.2 or higher, and we have one available for $45. Then we did Infinity Gauntlet #1 from 1991. Thanos, Warlock, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, 9.2 or higher, and we have one available for $55. And then we have Batman New Adventures #410, Jason Todd and Origin of Two-Face, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $22. Then we had Wolverine #50 from 1992, Origin Retold, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $18. Then we did Captain America #254 from 1980, first appearance of New Union Jack, Baron Blood. We believe it is the Baron Blood decapitation issue, which is stuck in Robbie's mind. And we have available for $27.
The legendary issue.
The legendary decapitation issue. Then we have Marvel Team Up. Spider-Man Mockingbird #95 from 1980. First appearance of Mockingbird is the newsstand edition, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $90. Then we did Black Goliath #1 from 1976, 9.2 or higher, and we have one available for $70. Then we have Spectacular Spider-Man #147, first Demo Goblin appearance, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $18. Then we had Daredevil #254 from 1988, first Typhoid Mary, 9.2 or higher, and we have the one available for $60. Then we did Daredevil #181 from 1982. Frank Miller, Death of Elektra, 9.2 or higher. We have the one available for $65. Then we had Spider-Man #5, CGC, graded 9.8, the old label. And it is signed by Todd McFarlane. You could see it in the upper right-hand corner. It does come with certificate of authenticity, not issued by Dynamic Forces, but attesting to it. It is white pages. It is a 9.8. Then we did X-Men #137, CGC, 9.4, white pages. We have the one available for $115. All right, then we have come to our back issues. We have Moon Knight #1, True Believers reprint, aka the Criminally Insane Bushman, reprints Moon Knight #1. We have the one available for $5. Then we did Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #1 from 1983, Jim Steranko wraparound cover, reprints Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #1 and 2. 6 and 7, and Strange Tales #168. And we have the one available for $6. Then we had Rune, Silver Surfer #1 from 1995, newsstand edition, Barry Windsor Smith cover. And we have the one available for $8. Then we have Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider #1 from 2020, Donny Cates story. And we have the one available for $5. Then we had Looney Tunes #154 from 2007, Bugs Bunny Pharaoh cover. And we have the one available for $4. Then we had Justice Inc. #1 from 1975, origin and first DC appearance of the Avenger, Richard Benson, based on the Pulp magazine hero Denny O'Neill's story, and we have the one available for $5. Then we had Black Lightning Volume 2 #1 from 1995, and we have the one available for $5. Then we had Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles numbers 1, 2, 5, 6. All four. James Tinney in the fourth story. We have all 4 issues for $10. Then we did Captain Marvel Volume 10 #1 from 2019, Walmart exclusive variant, art germ cover, Walmart exclusive. First Ripley Ryan, and we have this one for $8. Then we did Archie's 65th anniversary bash, free comic book day from 2006. It is unstamped, and we have the one available for $4. Then we have Something is Killing the Children #16 and #18 from 2021, and we have the one available for $6. And then we had Spawn #301 from 2019, record-breaking issue, and we have the one available for $12. Then we had Berserker #2, foil variant from 2021. There is a slight crease at the bottom front left corner. So we have this one priced at $5. And then finally, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Macro Series #1, Donatello 20 from 2018. There are a couple of indentation lines on the cover. So we have this one priced at $7. And that does it. And be sure to check out Robbie's channel, Pop Philosophers Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, right?
That's right.
And you guys will be reviewing John Cusack's what?
High Fidelity. Yeah.
There we go.
If you're a fan of the John Cusack romantic comedies, they're some of my favorites. Things like Grosse Point Blank, Say Anything, Serendipity. High Fidelity is the best of all of those. It's such a good movie about music, romance, relationships, and taste. It's
John Stilios. No one claimed Captain America 254. Let us know if you want it. All right.
The epic, legendary decapitation
issue. God. Too funny. Hey, Jay, do we have anything coming up next?
Yeah, next we have General Disorder, where Jenna's going to be doing Boom Studios trivia and giving away, selling the comics from them. And then after that, we have the Devil's Advocates with Kyle and Bronze Age Nerd. And the topic tonight is print versus digital.
Cool. All right. And then Robbie on his channel at 9. Gotcha, Preston.
God.
So nice. That's why, I get it. Hold on, John Spilios.
Thank you, John. I love you so much.
Robbie.
I miss you. John and his wife, Brittany, by the way, called me on my birthday on Wednesday and sang happy birthday to me.
Oh, that's super cool. That is super cool. You know what's funny is that when you translate it all out, John, he loved you so much for buying him the critical decapitation issue.
Yeah.
That all goes down when you put it all together, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a segment on that one, Spilio. So we'll be breaking that one out on the channel.
Well, our buddy John Spilios is coming Thursday, I think, John, is what we talked about. So we're gonna give Robbie a call, that's for sure.
Oh, heck yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So I'll get my chance to meet our buddy John Spilios and his lovely wife. And you and Bueller obviously met him down at MegaCon in Florida. Sounded like a great time. Wish I could have been there. All right, so General Disorder is next. Check it out. Great show. A lot of fun. check out Robbie at 9. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll be back Wednesday with our buddy Alec, AR Comics. And who knows? Maybe John will be back. Who knows? So, again, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Love this group. Love this, just such a great community. Probably why, Nick had a lot of new viewers, didn't understand how this community works. But that's okay, too. All right, so be safe. We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.